I'd say the 12-team college football playoff was a success because it wasn't the number 1 seed, it wasn't the number 2 seed, it wasn't even the number 3 or number 4 seed. It was the number 7 seed, Notre Dame, and the number 8 seed, Ohio State, that will be meeting in the national championship game. Under the old 4-team playoff format, neither of these teams would have made it. But now they're facing off in the national title, both looking to end what has been lengthy national title droughts for both of these programs. And today, guys, we're here to talk to you about how we got to this moment as we kick off our national championship coverage that will last all week. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. Again, kicking off our national title coverage between Notre Dame and Ohio State. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below. That includes our website, thegridironexpert.com, home to our expert picks, home to our holiday special, and home to countless other nonstop college football content for you to help you get through the rest of the season, get through the offseason, and just become a valued member of our GE Nation. So the link for that, again, down in the description below, along with everything else you need to become a valued member of our team. So today we're kind of doing a road to the national championship. We're going to have a lot of coverage over these next couple days, but how did we get to this point? Under the 4-team format, neither Notre Dame or Ohio State would have been in there. 12-team format comes in, both these teams getting to host the opening round game and make their way all the way with a handful of upsets maybe along the way to a national championship appearance. And what I like most about this game, what I like most about both these teams is that at some point in time this season, both these teams were left for dead. Both these teams, everybody was saying their season was over. They stood no chance. It was going to be disastrous. They were all left in the dust, kind of becoming an afterthought, and they both defied the odds to get to this point. Because you look at Notre Dame, we'll start with them. This team lost in Northern Illinois, right? They opened up the season with that big win on the road at Texas A&M. Everybody's like, that's it. This Fighting Irish team is legit. They're going to be good. And then the very next week, they lose in Northern Illinois at home. It didn't make any sense. And so everybody immediately was like, their season's over. Their season's over. They don't have a conference championship to make up for anything. Their strength of schedule down the road isn't all that great, only a few minor opportunities. Some of them we thought would be big in the preseason, like Florida State, and not being the case. So everybody's like, Notre Dame's done. And even as we got closer to the college football playoff, everybody was like, this team shouldn't be in there. They lost in Northern Illinois. They don't deserve to be in there. But yet the Fighting Irish not only kept winning, but they kept winning convincingly. And they made that Northern Illinois loss become an afterthought. Yes, epic upset. Yes, in a way, they were slightly punished for it because they were the number 7 seed. If they had gone undefeated, they probably would have been as high as number 5, number 6. Their path could have been changed. Maybe their path would have changed so much they wouldn't even be in this situation. But Notre Dame, despite everybody wanting to complain about the Northern Illinois loss, despite everybody saying they were done for and they weren't going to go anywhere, just continued to defy the odds. They destroyed Indiana in the opening round. They pulled off the upset against Georgia. And then they pulled off the minor upset, although I know they were slightly favored, against Penn State in the semifinal games. An absolute thriller in that game. So 2 dominant victories in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, and then the thriller over Penn State. And you ask yourself, how have we gotten here? How have we gone from the loss in Northern Illinois to now playing for a national championship? The answer is defense. Marcus Freeman has done a phenomenal job with this Notre Dame team. This team's giving up just 194.7 passing yards per game and a little over 109 rushing yards per game through the first 3 games of this college football playoff. They have forced 4 turnovers in those 3 games, including the massive interception at the end of the game against Penn State, which set up the game-winning field goal. And they probably would have had more. They probably should have had more interceptions off of Drew Aller had those interceptions not gotten called back due to penalties. So Notre Dame's defense is a major reason why they're here. The rushing game's great too, but defense wins championships, and that's the reason they're in this spot. You look at Ohio State. They were left for dead too, just at a different point in the season. Everybody started writing Notre Dame off after week 2. Ohio State was playing pretty good ball, but everybody wrote them off when they lost the season finale to Michigan. And maybe rightfully so. They were, 21, 24-point favorites at home against the Wolverines, a Wolverines team that really wasn't all that good, really didn't even have a quarterback, and they lose, mustering just 10 points against Michigan. So you lose the season finale, you don't get into the Big Ten championship game, you got 2 losses in the regular season, which is pretty uncharacteristic for Ohio State, and everybody's like, look, they're done for. The offense looks atrocious. Yeah, they're going to make the playoff, but they'll be lucky to win the first game. And if they win that, they'll be lucky to win the second game. And look at what they've done. They not only won these games, but they won every single one by double digits. They destroyed Tennessee. They destroyed Oregon. And then the Texas game was close up until the end before that massive strip sack fumble recovery for a touchdown in the final minute to beat the Longhorns by 14. They have scored at least 28 points in all 3 of their college football playoff games. Keep in mind, in their season finale against Michigan, they mustered just 10 points and 252 yards of offense. 10 points, 252 yards of offense. Since then, have averaged over 447 yards per game in their 3 playoff games. In a way, as painful as it is to lose to your rival like that, the loss to Michigan may have been the best thing that could have happened for Ohio State. It completely, to me, changed the mindset in the locker room. It could change the mentality of Ryan Day. This team was going to come into the playoff and play hard, no doubt about it. But you don't lose to Michigan. Maybe your path in the playoff changes. You have a different seed. You have a different opponent in the first round. You have a different opponent in the second round. The path to your national title changes, but the mindset of your team changes too. Because sometimes, as painful as losses are, as frustrating as they are, they can serve as great wake-up calls. I think that's exactly what happened for Ohio State. Everybody wanted to ridicule them, believing there was no shot they could make the national title. And yet here they are, 3 straight wins, all against very difficult opponents. Some would say the toughest path to the national championship out of all of the playoff teams. So that's one of the things I love most about this. These 2 teams have had very different roads to get to this point, but in a way they've had very similar roads to get to this point. Facing immense amount of pressure, both suffering very bad losses in the regular season to the point where the media and their fan base and everybody else believed they were done for and weren't going to amount to much at all. And yet here they are, now having a shot to be champions, kings of the college football world. A battle of Ohio State's offense versus Notre Dame's defense. Marcus Freeman going up against his alma mater. Ohio State looking to win their first national title since 2014. They have a chance to be the first champions of the 4-team playoff and the first champions of the 12-team playoff. Notre Dame, they're looking for their first national title since 1988. I believe this has a chance to be an instant classic next Monday. I believe this has a chance to be an epic national title, an epic way to conclude what has been one of the wildest college football seasons we have ever seen. And of course, we'll have our official prediction and more analysis on this matchup throughout the rest of the week and as we get closer to Monday Night Showdown. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. We are so pumped for this national title game. We hope you stick around with us for the rest of the week, and obviously stick around with us for the time being. Continue to subscribe, to like, to comment, become a member of our GE Nation by doing all those things and checking out everything down in the description below. We want you to become a member of our GE Nation and valued member of our team. So again, check everything out and gear up for what's going to be a fantastic finish to this college football season. And once again, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.